Oh, and a fearful blow right on the back of the head. A short ball. It wasn't really all that short. Aftab got in a lot of trouble. But see that nasty blow again from Ward. Pitching short, but not all that short. And Aftab ducking into it there. Seemed to have a pretty hard blow at the side of the head. And that, of course, is quite a blow there for Pakistan. Losing Aftab, of course, who's had such a tremendous start to this season, is already the leading run scorer in the country. 766 runs already this season. So it's a big blow, this, for Pakistan, to lose this fine opening batsman with only the second ball of the match.
He didn't get hold of it, but it's still gone for 4. He didn't really quite middle it. Derek Underwood, it looks as if he might have to turn his arm over for quite a number of overs today, as things are going anyway at the moment. He's out, caught and bowled. There was a sudden little hesitation there, just waiting to see whether in fact it was a bump ball. Caught and bowled by Lever, and it's the first wicket of the morning for England, and Sadiq is out for 17. He's played well as Sadiq. Sensible innings. And one Mohammed gives way to another. This is Mushtaq, now playing, of course, for Northants. The youngest player at 15.5 ever to play Test match cricket, and also the youngest player ever to get a Test match 100 when he was 17. It's a good delivery. Not out. Umpire up that end is Charlie Elliott. Good over by Peter Lever. 8 overs then from Peter Lever now. 1 for 30, his figures.
Worked away. This is Mushtaq's want. Strength lies on the onside. And typical Mushtaq shot there. Just a single to Basil Oliveira at deep long leg. So Zahir again facing Shuttleworth on 48. And that's beaten him, and it's going to be his 50. So I'm coming back for the third. A little bit of sloppy feeling there by England. So Zahir going to his 50, and what a fine 50 this has been, coming out of 79 runs. And in fact his first 50 in Test match cricket.
And that looked like a low chance to Kadri at second slip off Zahir on 66, the bowler Shuttleworth. That is a magnificent shot from Zahir, clipping it off his legs, just behind square on the leg side. Off a no ball. Brings him up to 70 out of 108 for 1. That's put down by Amos at first slip, and this is not Shuttleworth's lucky day. It didn't come at a very difficult height.
It's a magnificent shot. That's something in the line of the shots we saw Zahir play before lunch. It was in fact a half volley, but superbly struck for his 10th 4. That one hit straight past the bowler, and that should be 4 more runs. So the game sprung to life in this 8th over of Derek Underwood's 3 magnificent boundaries to Zahir, taking him on from 78 up to 90. Fine shot, beautifully timed, beautifully clipped away by Mushtaq. And that's exactly where Mushtaq likes the balls, on his legs. He's been waiting an awful long time for it, but Peter Lever particularly bowled on and outside the off stump in a war of attrition with him early on. But as soon as Ward deviated on the leg side, it was clipped away for 4 runs. So cover mid-off. A ring of fielders once again trying to stop this single. Zahir on 99, Ward the bowler. And he's coming for it. And comfortably home. Mushtaq following up. Even he throws his arms in the air. He's obviously delighted. He's going to run up the wicket himself and congratulate this young batsman who in only his second test match has reached 100. This 100 has come in 4 hours, 14 minutes. 12 fours have been included, and the usual sight now, it seems to appear on cricket fields all over the world and been invaded. Not a great crowd here, but a percentage of them coming up, in turn offering their congratulations to Zahir on his first century in Test cricket. It is in fact his third of this tour, the 12th of his career. It's a short ball, beautifully hooked away by Mushtaq. D'Oliveira no chance to cut that off. So one sees again the power, the illustration of Mushtaq's play on around the leg stump. Clipped away once again on the leg side. Chase for skipper Illingworth. He's giving up the unequal struggle. So yet another boundary, and this little flurry now coming from Mushtaq.
Oh, that's a beautiful stroke for 4 runs. This time was a short one outside the off stump. A magnificent square cut by Mushtaq. It's the first time he's played that stroke outside the off stump since his innings began.
He's middled that one all right. Swept away on the leg side for 4 runs. Brilliant shot there by Mushtaq. Beautiful shot, full of all the risk he could bring into it. It's bringing him 2 runs, it's bringing him his 50, and it's bringing up the 200 for Pakistan. So it's taken him a fair old while to get that 50. He's been in exactly 203 minutes. It's included 7 fours, and 6 of those have come from tea. Through the bat at that. 4 glorious runs from a square slash. It's wideish outside the off stump. Well, he's got that one away. About the first time he's made some sort of connection outside the leg stump. So 4 runs to Mushtaq.
Zahir, the batsman. That's a good shot. That looks like 4 all the way. It is indeed.
Now Underwood coming over the wicket to Zahir. The only real reason, I think, is to vary the angle a little bit. And it's resulted in 4 more runs. Held it back and tossed it wide, and Zahir was onto it like a flash.
What a beautifully timed shot. Perfectly timed. It's 4 runs. Oh, a magnificent shot. Full of wrist. That's a magnificent shot. 4 runs just behind square. I say, the speed of light, 4 runs, it's crossed the rope already. Well, the bat, Ted, is very emphatically in the box seat at the moment. 228 for 1, Mushtaq 60.
Once again getting treatment from Mushtaq, forced away. 2 runs. bringing up the 250 for the Pakistanis. And this partnership now worth 182 runs. Superb shot on his toes, half volley, clipped away for 4. So what a good start again for Zahir. Taking a boundary off the first ball of the day. It's a half volley, struck beautifully through the offside for 4 runs. Derek Underwood's giving chase, but no chance at all. So Dennis, quite a sensational start to this second day's play. That's going to be 4 more. Just a casual little leg glance there, and Basil D'Oliveira fairly wide at long leg. Ball scudding through right in front of the pavilion.
Here comes Shuttleworth now into Zahir. That's down to third man. They're going to take certainly 2 runs. It could possibly go for 4. Yes, it has. It's gone for 4. That's Zahir's 25th 4. So he's now made 100 runs in boundaries. And the 300 has gone up. 300 then, Pakistan for 1. That's down, that's 4 runs. Beautifully played down. Short ball which lifted quite a bit. And he got right over the top of it to clip it down very fine. Lovely stroke.
So Ken Shuttleworth of Lancashire coming in again. And that's delicately clipped away down to long leg. 4 more runs to Zahir. Perfectly placed, beautifully timed. And that's clipped away from mid-wicket as Lakhir's going to chase it. It's touch and go whether he's going to make it or not. A good sprint, and they're coming back for 3, and those 3 runs takes Zahir to 199. Fine throw from Luckhurst from that very long boundary there at mid-wicket. And that's not going to prevent 4 runs from Mushtaq. Basil D'Oliveira for once in a while dropping that short, and Mushtaq making no mistake. A fine back cut. And that's repeated again. In fact, a much better shot because that was pitched a little bit further up. It wasn't all that short, and Mushtaq guided it away to the same direction.
And that's 4 runs. High up in the air, over to the mid-wicket boundary. From Rail, who was first loosener, and 200 he's got. And here they come, the Pakistani supporters, rushing on to congratulate him. What a marvellous moment this is for this young boy. A really magnificent double century. Only the second double century too in Test cricket at Edgbaston. The other one being by Peter May in 1957 when he made 285.
It's a fine shot. Mushtaq finding the gap, straight up the field. Really always the best, almost the best and safest shot in cricket. Straight down the ground, no one to field that one.
That looks like it's 100. Ward chasing it. Taken 2. The 4 has stopped. It's 3 runs. So Mushtaq reaches the 3rd Test 100 of his career. And is he out? Is he out, caught by Cowdrey? Cowdrey's throwing it up. That was a brilliant left-handed catch, and Mushtaq is out for exactly 100, and Illingworth has the first wicket of the day. Ball went pretty fast and very low, And Cowdrey must have been satisfied that he had his fingers just underneath it. What a welcome breakthrough for England at last, after nearly 24 hours. 359 then for 2 wickets. And here comes Majid Khan, captain of Cambridge, son of Jahangir Khan, the old Cambridge and Indian cricket of the 1930s. A player of rare talent and pedigree, but always difficult coming in at the end of a long stand like this, and so often it happens after being padded up that your stay at the wicket is on the short side. He hit that very hard indeed. Straight down on the ground, I think. Beautifully timed. Oh, 4 runs, uppish, but full off the meat of the bat. Exactly bisecting Edrich at backward point and Underwood at cover point. Firmly pushed through the gap at mid-off. Ward chasing it. That looks like 4 as well. Not quite. Majid gets 3 for that, bringing him to double figures. He's on 11 and the score is 389 for 2. What a magnificent stroke, it really was. What about that one, Ted?
Well, we've seen so many of them, but they certainly don't get any worse. That was a tremendous shot. High back lift, giving himself a little bit of room and really caning the ball square of the wicket.
It is away through the gap. Ward, I think, will cut it off. And Majid is only interested in 2. Oh! And a fingertip touch by Knott. A very awkward one to England's wicketkeeper. And I should have thought that could have come down to Amos at first slip. The end of the over, 397 for 2, and an escape there for Majid off Peter Lever.
That's 250 then to Zahir. Looked away the leg side for 2 runs, moving on to 251.
Illingworth coming up for his 13th over of the innings. And Majid fetching him from outside the off stump, wide of mid-on. 4 runs. It's uppish and he's out. Caught at cover point by Peter Lever. Majid out for 35. Caught by Peter Lever off Illingworth. 441 for 3.
Well, it wasn't a particularly good delivery. It was hitting it off the back foot and hitting it uppish. I think he looked as if he was trying to hit it over the top of cover point. In fact, it wasn't a very good ball. So Illingworth has taken the 2 wickets today. And what a glorious stroke through the covers off the back foot. He gave that the most fearful belting. Wonderful stroke. And that is Zahir's 1,000, the first to complete 1,000 runs this season.
And not only that, Dennis, the fastest man to 1,000 for 21 years. John Langridge got there on June the 2nd. 1949. Remarkable achievement. 1,000 runs in May is one of those achievements we wonder whether we shall ever see it again. 5 men did it before the war, Bradman twice, Bradman and Edrich were the last men to achieve it in 1938. Hayward, Hallows, Hammond were others, and Grace. And that's gone with the speed of light to long on over the rope. $273 for Zahir, and Underwood having to pay quite a costly price for dropping the ball just fractionally short.
In fact,
he's going to be out.
He is out. Well, he didn't play a wild swag. It was down the leg side, and he swept it to Illingworth. A bad ball, and it hit the top edge and was caught there by Luckhurst. A backward short leg, you might say, or about 30 yards from the bat. There we are. He's getting this wonderful reception there. All his countrymen coming on and surrounding him.
Zahir then out for 274, engulfed by his fervent supporters. He'll be lucky to get off alive, I think. A remarkable performance in his first Test match against England, 4 runs short of the highest ever between England and Pakistan. And was generously applauded off the field by the entire England side. The new captain of Pakistan, Intikhab Alam of Surrey, coming in next, and the score is 456 for 4.
And he's fairly flogged that away with all the power of that very strong forearms there, clipped it away over mid-wicket. That could be out, and it's a good catch by Derek Underwood. Intikhab half changing his mind with the shot, thinking of going to hit it over the top, but in the end just pushing it forward. Underwood making ground and taking, in the end, a really very good catch at mid-on. So a wicket then, and the first wicket indeed for Basil D'Oliveira. And Intikhab out, caught Underwood, bowled D'Oliveira for 9.
Terrific slog there. It's 4, 1 bounce.
Aftab, not been with him too long, retired hurt on the first morning. He's come back, he's 6 not out. Well, he's hit that, he's hit it high and straight, and he's going to get 4 runs. So the odd sign of aggression coming only from Asif. Every now and again he really gives it a tonk, because in his 46 runs he's hit 9 boundaries. Ward in again. So dropped short and pulled wonderfully well through mid-wicket. A further illustration of this very docile pitch. Even with a newborn, no pace at all. 4 more to Asif, and that takes him to 50.
And 4 more. Quite fatal to bowl short at Asif, wide of the off stump, or indeed short anywhere if it's really short. That's the highest score he's made on the tour so far this year. 559 for 5.
He's bowled him. So the first time we've seen the wicket broken in 2 days. After 2.5 hours he's been out there for these 28 runs, looking to try and hit D'Oliveira wide on the onside, hitting across a perfectly good straight length bow. So the 6th Pakistani wicket falling. 5, 6, 7. 1 or 2 of the English players looking towards the pavilion to see if there's any indication of a declaration for Intikhab. So leave it now to Imran. That's nicely squirted away down the gully. Single to Basil D'Oliveira at deep third man. So looking for a single off the last ball. If it hits the wicket, it's close and he's out. So Imran run out there, sacrificing his wicket as Asif was trying to take a single off the last ball. Lever following up very quickly indeed. Well aware of the ruse, knew what was going to happen. And he himself ran out. A young Imran came in at a difficult time in his first test, obviously looking for runs. Well, he made 5 and he made them quite well. So wicket-keeper Wasim Barry now coming out to bat. He's coming in at number 9. So D'Oliveira now. The last over of the day from the pavilion end to Asif. He's gone for the big hit and he's middled it. And he's got 4 over mid-wicket. So the first task accomplished. He's brought up the 600 for Pakistan. And never before have they achieved a total such as this. 600, it's the first time in a test match at Birmingham that the scoreboard has ever reached 600. 583 England against the West Indies in 1957. 601 on the board then. 97 to Asif. Lever to Asif. That's clipped away. Willis coming in. Asif going to look for the second, coming back very quickly. So that's it. So Asif reaching his century in the first over of the morning play. Not a great crowd here, but a small invasion from some of his countrymen. So thick edge. 4 runs to Asif. So Peter Lever not had a great deal of luck beating the bat right through the last 2 days on several occasions and conceding 4 more again off a thick edge past second slip.
Well, that was a tough 2 days for England and one of the great innings of Test match cricket. Zedman scoring 274. Wonderful back foot play. Fabulous player he is. Elegant stroke player, thrilled everybody. And then the icing on the cake was Asif Iqbal coming in and just murdering a tired attack. England's bowling, well, nobody had too much success. I suppose you would have expected the great Derek Underwood to get a few wickets, but the surprise was Raymond Illingworth, the captain, with his off spinners. Ward and Lever tried hard, bowling a lot of overs at pace, but nothing much to show for it. And it's going to be tough for England.
Brian Luckhurst then, going to the far end. Edrich to take first strike. Asif Masood to bowl the first over. Going to bowl with 3 slips and 3 short legs, looks to be the lineup, and a gully, Intikhab in the gully. Here's Jim Laker.
So our first look at Asif Masood, one of the 2 Pakistanis that we didn't see go out to bat in this innings. Tall, medium paced. John Edrich, the batsman, he's going to open up from the far end, the press box end, coming in now to John Edrich. Very attacking field. Three slips, a gully, 3 short legs, a cover, a mid-on. So as you would expect, with something in excess of 600 runs at the disposal. All these fieldsmen clustered around the bat. No deep long leg, no third man. Pakistan is looking for an early wicket here. Edrich the batsman. And they've got it, and Edrich has gone. He's caught it slip for naught. Zahir, the hero in the Pakistani innings, made 274, snapping up that catch, and John Edrich has gone.
Oh, bowled him. Brought it back and bowled him. Cowdrey is out for 16, 29 for 2, a tremendous start. Who's bowled him? Knocked the middle stump out at the end swinger, and what a morning Asif Masood is having.
That could be out. And Luckhurst has gone, sweeping at Pervez, caught at deep square leg.
He's bowled in. Pushing forward, bowled through the gate by Intikhab Skugli.
He's caught it. He's caught it. What a magnificent.
Knott takes another 4. No one fielding at third man. Done it again. So Alan Knott completes his 50 down to long leg. There we go. 14. Alan Knott enjoying every moment of it and hoping that Intikhab won't place a third man, or a short third man anyway, to stop the dab or the cut. He's slogged that, he's well down the wicket, and it's 4 more to deep mid-wicket. Well, I don't know what's come over him today, he really is going berserk. 60 runs out of 65 in boundaries, 217 for 6. That's a fine shot, first bounce, 4. A beautifully placed on drive, turning the wrist, flicked off the pads, just in front of square, 4 more. Asif retaliating with the bouncer. People say there is no pace in this pitch, but he got some bounce out of that. Mind you, he had to bounce it a long way down. Now he really has spread the field out into Intikhab for Asif. There's a long leg and a third man. This is more conventional. Oh! That hit him on the cap, on the head. He's none the worse for it. Or was it the back of his, was it the top of his bat? No buys signal, so it's 1 run to Alan Knott. Must have come off the bat. He's hit that away on the leg side for 4 more to deep mid-wicket. Not in the least deterred by the arrival of Pervez. Might be playing in a Sunday afternoon frolic. Well, that's off the middle. 4 runs, just in front of square. That is 6 of the best, straight into the pavilion. Fine stroke by Peter Lever. The first 6 of the match. And now he has made 26. And 100 partnership. It's 4 straight, first bounce, and no trouble at all. 19th boundary for Alan Knott, moving down the wicket. You could get 2 for that. Masood is the fielder. 87 to Alan Knott.
He's dropped it. Caught and bowled chance there to Mushtaq. See that again. This ball from Mushtaq tossed up. Lever going for the drive. Not too difficult a chance, really. Beautiful shot, superbly placed, waited for it. It's not a shot you see Alan Knott play too often, that, but perfect example of a cover drive there. That's the googly, and the wicketkeeper Alan Knott saw it. He swept it away to long leg, and that's it. And what a brilliant 100 this is from young Alan Knott, taking him to 101, just on a slightly over 2 hours play. Enormous crowd here now. 21 boundaries, and Alan Knott now completely disappeared. He's in the middle of that lot somewhere. Members in the pavilion are on the feet. But we've enthused a bit about this century, but even in the good old days when runs were scored at a fairly cracking pace, there weren't very many centuries scored in 2 hours and less. And suffering again at the hands of Knott. A beautiful square drive. 4 more. Bowling a quick one, dropped it short, and Peter Lever hooking it away around a deep square leg for 4 runs. .106 to Knott. Mushtaq round the wicket again. This time finding a thick edge, so there's a couple at least in this for Peter Lever. It's bringing up the 300, and that seemed an awful long way away 100 minutes ago. Crowd a tremendous value here today, and what a pity it's not been full. We've had a little bit of everything. Wickets, some beautiful batting. That could be out, and so the end of Peter Lever, and a disappointed Peter Lever. Pushing it, middled it quite well, but just the one man there. Pervez at mid-on taking the catch. So just 3 runs away from his 50, and a very disappointed Peter Lever. But really no need for him to be disappointed, because he's played a really tremendous innings here. Going in at 148 for 6, seeing Alan Knott through to his 100, supporting him so beautifully, and seeing the England score through to 307. So our most valuable contribution from Peter Lever there. So Ken Shuttleworth coming in at the end of that really wonderful stand. 159 they put on in just 117 minutes. So it's Shuttleworth now to face Asif. He's worked that away off his legs, and there's no long leg, so it's going to be 4 runs. They've brought these fieldsmen up into attacking position, so anything past them almost certain to be a boundary. Oh, half chance. A little bit of a collision. Zahir's got it on the knee. It was a fairly thick edge, and it was just about bisecting the wicketkeeper firstly. Wasim Barry went to have a go at it, as we can see here. And he's out. Chopped that on. Asif Masood getting that ball to lift. And Alan Knott, somewhat unfortunately, getting an inside edge, and although go down in the book as clean bowl, did get an inside edge, came back and just disturbed the bails. So that's the end of Alan Knott. Just 15 minutes this morning. He's out, bowled by Asif, and applause from the Pakistanis for a really memorable 100. In fact, 100 that people who were here will talk about for an awful long time. And Underwood coming in now, and just Alan Ward, of course, to follow him.
He's out, caught at square cover by Imran. Nicely judged catch, more or less straight to the fielder. Shuttleworth is out for 21. And the total is 351 for 9. Opening his shoulders and not finding himself quite at the pitch. 1 to go then, and England's number 11, Alan Ward from Derbyshire. Good innings by Ken Shuttleworth. Here comes Alan Ward. And he's out, caught by Mushtaq at silly points. Pushing forward to the slow left-hander. Another catch for Mushtaq. And England all out for 353.
Well, England were in serious trouble in their first innings. You can see that wickets going down fairly early on. D'Oliveira was the only one who played soundly until Alan Knott came in to save the day. And so often he's done that for England, this time with a brilliant century. Even so, a total of 353 wasn't enough when you're chasing 608. Pakistan kept the pressure up, and you'll see that Asif Masood, 5 wickets. I remember him. He was an army fast medium bowler, lovely moustache, a little squiggle at the start of his run-up. No wickets for Imran Khan in his debut. But even so, England had to follow on, and they were going to have to fight hard, even though it was a good batting pitch. So let's pick up the match early in the second innings.
He's pushed that away and he's off the mark. Turning back for the second, Asif Iqbal, the fieldsman.
And that just about carried. It bisected Majid and Zahir, and I thought that Zahir was going to get 2 hands to it at first slip. He's gone, caught behind of Asif Masood. Edrich is out, caught behind by Wasim Bari, the first wicketkeeper victim of the match. And that was an ending for Edrich, which always seemed on the cards because he has sparred more than once outside without getting a touch. 34 for 1. That's a good shot, 4 runs. Vintage Kadri, that stroke all right. And he's picked that up and hit it to long leg for 4 more.
Full toss, and that's 4 runs. He's dispatched another full toss to the mid-wicket boundary. And it is his 50.
So Asif Masood, his 9th over of the innings. And he's bowled him. So what a tremendous comeback then for this boy again. He's clean bowled Cowdrey for the 2nd time in the match, and look how delighted Intikhab is. So it was really, one can only think, a bit of a lapse of concentration there on Colin Cowdrey's part, because the ball pitched just outside the off stump and came back and hit it.
He's found the gap this time, wide of mid-on, 4 runs.
Yes, he certainly puts the full toss away. That's his 3rd 4 from full tosses. Oh, and a magnificent stroke for back foot. 4 runs to Brian Luckhurst, and that was a gem.
Imran got a hand on it, but that won't be stopped. It's 4 runs after giving up the chase. So the 150 is up for England in the second innings. And what about that one off the back foot? 4 runs. Hit with great power. Bad ball from Intikhab. That's a fine shot. It's through on the offside for 4 runs. Oh, he's going to be out, caught at mid-on. Miscuing a long hop from Asif Masood, and a sad end for Dennis Amiss. What a sad end. A bad delivery. Caught at mid-on. by Pervez, and that's the third wicket down, and a wicket that Pakistan were looking for. So it's 169 for 3.
It's quite on the cards that this will be the last over of the day, although it's the sole leg spinner Intikab going to bowl it. Giving D'Oliveira the chance to hit a fine boundary. Tired delivery, of course, from Intikab there, dropping it short.
Asif Masood to Luckhurst. And that'll make the ball wet straight away. It's a slow outfield. I think it's just going to trickle over the rope.
Well, that was dispatched beautifully by D'Oliveira for 4.
That's a good shot, and that's 4 runs down to a third man. No fielder down there. The outfield running pretty slow. That's it, 4 runs on the leg side just behind square. Brian Luckhurst, a test match 100, 101. Warm applause from a very small audience at Edgbaston. It's the 34th 100 of his career and his 3rd this season.
He's asking, and Basil D'Oliveira's out. He hooked the ball onto quite a good hook, in fact. Hooked it down, but hit quick bowler Asif on the knee. From there it bounced in the air, and Mushtaq, coming round, caught it. So at least we've seen some action, and Basil D'Oliveira not very happy about it, but no question at all that it was a good catch. So D'Oliveira out, caught Mushtaq, bowled Asif Iqbal. And it must be out, yes. Great diving catch there by Wasim Barry, and Illingworth once again an extremely unhappy man. He's never enjoyed it out there at all. So a couple of wickets, that's the second one. Illingworth following Basil D'Oliveira.
Well, England had about 90 overs to survive to make a draw of the test match. They did that much better than the way they batted in the first innings. More solid performances, maybe sedate batting you could say. But Brian Luckhurst, who had done very well the previous winter in Australia when England won the Ashes, carried on his good batting with a not-out century. And for Pakistan, it was that man Asif Masood again with 4 more wickets. That was 9 in the match. A terrific performance on what was, after all, a very flat, very good batting pitch that really England should have never got in trouble on that sort of surface. Imran Khan again has reason to remember his debut. No wickets in the first innings, no wickets in the second innings, and he was actually run out for single figures when he batted. But there was more to come from that great all-rounder. So, the test match, first test match between England and Pakistan was drawn, but it'll never be forgotten because of the double 100 by Zedman. A brilliant innings, and I've seen a lot in my time, but he was one of the best stroke players ever. The series eventually was won by England. The second test match was rained off, and the third one was a close encounter at Headingley, where there's always a few snakes in the pitch, and England won a close match with yours truly scoring a century. So until the next time, I hope you'll be with us, and bye for now.